Tonight, we're going to descend into a story of souls. Souls caught between a safety that is hollow and a truth that is absolutely terrifying. It's a tale of an impossible hour and the choice that hour forces upon every single one of us.
You know, this single line, it just perfectly captures the tragic deal made by the people in our story. They live in a place called the Abbey of Safety. It's a sanctuary built on a foundation of profound spiritual decay. A place that is, in reality, a tomb.
So let's explore this gilded cage, shall we? We're about to step inside the Abbey, a place where the residents just perform these hollow, empty rituals, all of it happening under the silent, judging gaze of the great ebony clock tower.
At the very heart of the Abbey's sickness is this concept you see right here, the Pharisees' paradox. It's a self-imposed spiritual death, a complete collapse on the inside, all of it carefully hidden behind this mask of good manners and empty tradition.
Think of it like this. The guests, they're all just actors, and they're in this endless, frantic play, performing for each other day after day, completely unaware that the very stage they're standing on is crumbling beneath their feet. They're blind to the catastrophe that cut them off from any real meaning to begin with.
And this image, well, it captures the creeping reality of the situation. You see, the performance can't last forever. An outside cold, a literal mountain frost, starts to seep through the walls. It's a physical symbol of that spiritual decay, of an inevitable, chilling end that no amount of polite lies can possibly stop.
All of this decay, it's building to a single moment of reckoning. The 13th hour tolls. And this marks the arrival of what the story calls the honest guest, the one force that is going to shatter every single fragile illusion the Abbey was ever built on.
The clock strikes 13. I mean, an impossible hour, right? This isn't about time just passing by. No, this is a signal. It's the end of an entire era, a terminal shudder falling on a world that, in spirit, was already dead.
And here's the thing. This event isn't framed as a tragedy. In the grim logic of this world, it's a mercy. It's a final, clean closure for a society that had stopped truly living, a society trapped in its own architecture of stagnation.
So who is this honest guest? Well, the agent of all this change is the Red Spectre, a truly terrifying figure, representing a kind of formidable superego, a force of pure, relentless judgment. And its arrival is marked a crimson stain on the horizon, a promise of the dismantlement that is about to come.
Oh, and the Spectre doesn't come alone. It leads the wild hunt, a terrifying parade of restless and dishonored spirits. This ghostly army acts as a form of divine judgment, and all the while it's being watched over by ravens, described here so perfectly as feathered shards of the void.
But you might be asking, what kind of philosophy could possibly justify this total annihilation? Well, that brings us to the logic of zero and the strange, dark comfort of the abyss.
Now, the crucial point to understand about this logic is that it isn't seen as a punishment, not at all. It's a systematic return to a state before life, before consciousness. It is a release, a final resolution to the agonizing tension and the terminal sickness of a failed existence.
This destruction is actually reframed as the Crimson Gift, its permission to finally stop fighting the pull of the abyss. For the weary, exhausted souls of the Abbey, it is the ultimate peace, an end to the long, hard struggle of just pretending to be alive.
And here we can actually see the process of this dark deliverance. First, the raw, chemical scream of existence is finally hushed. Then, silence takes over completely. The self, which was once this fractured mirror of vanity, is gathered up and dissolved. Individuality is erased, and the soul is delivered into the profound, zero-tension peace of non-being.
But, just when it seems like everything is lost to the abyss, the narrative shifts. A profound schism, a crack opens up in the story, and we meet a new, solitary figure, a wanderer in the wasteland.
For this lone wanderer, this iconoclast out in the Gothic desert, the 13th hour isn't an end. It's something else entirely. It is a moment of ultimate choice.
And this is the critical difference. Unlike everyone in the Abbey, the wanderer doesn't see this destructive fire as a final sentence. He refuses to surrender. He sees it as what it is, a test of the spirit, the ultimate crucible.
And this refusal, well, it gives rise to a counter-philosophy, a whole new path forward, the logic of one and the fire of becoming.
So what does the wanderer do?
He takes that exact same fire of dismantlement, the very force that destroyed the Abbey, and he turns it inward. He isn't looking for peace. He's looking for growth. He uses that destructive energy to forge a stronger, more resilient self. A process of becoming.
This slide just lays it all out perfectly. The two fates. On one side, you have the last man from the Abbey. He fears the fire. He seeks the peace of Zero. And his story ends. But on the other side, you have the Overman, the Wanderer. He uses the fire. He chooses the tension of one. And for him, the lightning of existence is just getting started.
And right here is the final revelation. The will to become, that simple choice to grow even in the face of annihilation, it can actually triumph over the pull of the void. Where that choice is made, nothing is ever truly lost.
And so, I'll leave you with this final, haunting question. In your own life, when your own architecture of stagnation begins to crumble, when that impossible hour finally strikes, will you seek the comfort of Zero, or will you embrace the fire of one? The choice is yours.